Hey friends, don't forget to hit those buttons over there while you're listening. Dozens of pregnant women, some bleeding or in labor, are turned away from ERs despite the federal law. Bleeding and in pain, Kylie Thurman didn't know her doomed pregnancy could kill her. Emergency room doctors at Ascension Seton Williamson in Texas handed her a pamphlet on miscarriage and told her to let nature take its course before discharging her without treatment for her ectopic pregnancy. When the 25-year-old returned 3 days later, still bleeding, doctors finally agreed to give her an injection to end the pregnancy. It was too late. The fertilized egg growing in Thurman's fallopian tube ruptured it, destroying part of her reproductive system. That's according to a complaint Thurman and the Center for Reproductive Rights filed last week asking the government to investigate whether the hospital violated federal law when staff failed to treat her initially in February 2023. I was left to flail, Thurman said. It was nothing short of being misled. The Biden administration says hospitals must offer abortions when needed to save a woman's life, despite state bans enacted after the Supreme Court overturned the constitutional right to an abortion more than 2 years ago. Texas is challenging that guidance, and earlier this summer, the Supreme Court declined to resolve the issue. More than 100 pregnant women in medical distress who sought help from emergency rooms were turned away or negligently treated since 2022, an AP analysis of federal hospital investigations found. 2 women, one in Florida and one in Texas, were left to miscarry in public restrooms. In Arkansas, a woman went into septic shock and her fetus died after an emergency room sent her home. At least 4 other women with ectopic pregnancies had trouble getting treatment, including one in California who needed a blood transfusion after she sat for 9 hours in an emergency waiting room. In Texas, where doctors could face up to 99 years of prison if convicted of performing an illegal abortion. I don't know if they're going to flag me. I think I've already said it. Medical and legal experts say the law is complicating decision-making around emergency pregnancy care. Although the state law says termination of ectopic pregnancies isn't considered abortion, the draconian penalties scare Texas doctors from treating those patients. As fearful as hospitals and doctors are of running afoul of these state abortion bans, they also need to be concerned about running afoul of federal law. Hefty penalties, threats to their Medicare funding if they violate federal law. The organization filed complaints last week with the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services alleging that different Texas emergency rooms failed to treat 2 patients, including Thurman, with ectopic pregnancies. One complaint says Kelsey Norris de la Cruz, 25, lost a fallopian tube and most of an ovary after an Arlington, Texas hospital sent her home without treating her ectopic pregnancy, even after a doctor said discharge was not in her best interest. The doctors knew I needed an abortion, but these bans are making it nearly impossible to get basic emergency health care, she said in a statement. I'm filing this complaint because women like me deserve justice and accountability from those that hurt us. Conclusively diagnosing an ectopic pregnancy can be difficult. Doctors cannot always find the pregnancy's location on an ultrasound. 3 doctors consulted for this article explained. Hormone levels, bleeding, a positive pregnancy test, and an ultrasound of an empty uterus all indicate an ectopic pregnancy. You can't be 100%. That's the tricky part, said an OBGYN in Washington. They're literally time bombs. It's a pregnancy growing in this thing that can only grow so much. Ooh. And doctors are afraid of prosecution for terminating ectopic pregnancies, even if a doctor makes a mistake in diagnosing it. Sending a woman back home is completely unnecessary and completely dangerous. But state law has absolutely made doctors afraid of treating pregnant patients, says Hannah Gordon, an emergency medical physician who worked in Dallas Hospital until last year. She recalled a patient with signs of an ectopic pregnancy at her Dallas emergency room because OBGYN said they couldn't definitively diagnose the problem. They waited to end the pregnancy until she came back the next day. She said it left a bad taste in her mouth, said Gordon, who left Texas hoping to become pregnant and worried about the care she had received there. Dude. When Thurman returned to Ascension Seton Williamson a third time. Her OBGYN told her she'd need surgery to remove the fallopian tube, which had ruptured. Thurman, still heavily bleeding, balked. Losing the tube would jeopardize her fertility. But if she waited any longer, she risked death. And then she just realized, that's when she realized, like, oh my goodness, I'm dying. The hospital declined to comment on Thurman's case, but said in a statement it is committed to providing high quality care to those who seek their services. In Florida, a 15-week pregnant woman leaked amniotic fluid for an hour in the ER, according to federal documents. An ultrasound revealed the patient had no amniotic fluid surrounding the fetus, a dangerous situation that can cause a serious infection. The woman miscarried in a public bathroom that day after the ER doctor listed her condition as improved and discharged her without consulting. And what it boils down to, because the AP reviews found that serious violations that jeopardized a mother and her fetus's health occurred in states with and without abortion bans, because we had California too. We've got, let's see, doctors in emergency rooms, California, Nebraska, Arkansas, South Carolina failed to check for fetal heartbeats or discharge patients who were in active labor, leaving them to deliver at home or in ambulances, according to the documents. Nursing, doctor shortages, trouble staffing ultrasounds around the clock, new abortion laws making the emergency room a dangerous place for pregnant women. Oh, y'all. It is increasingly less safe to be pregnant and seeking emergency care in an emergency department. Don't forget to hit those buttons over there. I hope your day doesn't suck. I love y'all. Bye.